I'm Kamran, and today I will tell you something about IELTS exam. And as you can see that my main focus will be on the whole IELTS exam because it's a comprehensive type of thing. But I will focus on one of the part of the exam. But before starting this one, I would like to tell you that IELTS is jointly owned by the British Council and IDP IELTS Australia and Cambridge English Language Assessment. You can see on the top, IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System, and we have got two different versions of IELTS. One of them is academic module, the other one is general training module. So the students have to be very careful, they have to be very keen or meticulous while selecting any one of these versions, because they are used for different purposes. If you are talking about the academic modules, so they are taken by those students who are keen to take admission or they are seeking admission to the universities of foreign countries like UK, Canada, or you can say Australia, offering you can say the diploma or the higher degree programs in the universities. While the general training module is taken by those students who are interested to take admission in the vocational courses or in secondary schools, or you can say that it is also used for you can say immigration purposes. And I would like to tell you that in IELTS there is no pass and fail. You are graded by a different system. It's a band system actually. It starts from 0 to 9 in fact, but from 1 to 9 you can say that band 9 in IELTS means that you are an expert user of the language, and if your score is 8 it means that you are very good user of the language, and if your score is 7 you are a good user, if 6 it means that you are a competent user, and if 5 you are modest user, 4 intermittent user, 3 you can say a limited user, and if your score is 2 it means that you are very limited user, if your score is 1 it means that you are no user of the language, and if your score is 0 it shows that you have not even attempted the exam right from the beginning. Now, as I told you, that my main focus is one of the scales. So today I will give you presentation on the speaking scale. So if I will give you the presentation on this one, so please, you can see I have already prepared the board for you. The speaking section of the IELTS actually is divided or broken down into 3 different subsections. So the first subsection takes 4 to 5 minutes. The second subsection takes for about you can say 3 minutes. The third subsection it takes about 4 to 5 minutes once again. And as I told you, it's a lengthy process. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of classes. So I will be focusing or concentrating on section 1 only. So the section 1 of the IELTS, you can see that it has different subsections as well. First of all, there is introduction. In introduction, you know that the examiner he will be waiting for you as soon as you enter the room. So he introduces himself. Maybe he will say that, "Hello, I'm Alan. How are you?" And then he will be asking you about your identification. He may ask you for your passport. And then your introduction, of course, and after doing these introductions, the second section in the same one will be that he will ask some question about yourself, and this question will be likely on the following topics, only any 2 topics, not all the topics. So he can ask you about your hometown or where you're from, like this. Or he can ask you about your neighborhood. If you're working, he may be interested in your work, or he may ask you about you can say study, about your friends, about the food, okay, about what is your favorite food, like this, or he may ask you about the sports or hobbies. So, dear students, so here I would like to, you can say, mention, or I would like to highlight that you're not supposed to, or you can say, be asked on all of them. So maybe he will ask you about work and food, or maybe he will ask you about study and skills. He may ask you about your friends and your hobby. So just 2 topics. But to be on the safer side, you are supposed to prepare all these topics And what you are supposed to prepare, you are supposed to collect good vocabulary for all these topics. Now if we come to the marking criteria, this is very important in IELTS exam, especially for speaking test. So what is your criteria on which you will be marked? So dear students, keep in mind, first of all, the first thing is the pronunciation. So he will see that how clear you are, your pronunciation. So if you are more clear, so it means that you are likely to get good marks on IELTS. If you are not clear, your pronunciation is not clear, it means that you cannot get good marks. So the second important thing is the fluency. So fluency is very important. So for example, he will see that how fluent you are, because this thing will show your competence in your language skills. If you are like this, that yes, I am from Lahore and I am coming here for IELTS test. If you are slow, if you are not fluent, so it will give a negative impact to the examiner that you are not fluent. So you are supposed to show that you are fluent. But fluency doesn't mean that you are inaccurate. So accuracy and fluency should be together. Then the third important thing, the marking criteria, is the vocabulary. So dear students, this is very important. You are supposed to use good vocabulary words, high vocabulary words, instead of using low vocabulary words. So if we ask you that, do you like football? You don't say that, yes, I like football because it is good. Yes, I like cricket because it is good. Or I don't like skiing because it is bad. So try to avoid these simple, boring words. Try to use good vocabulary. Try to supply very good vocabulary. And as I told you that the topics are already in front of you. So you can gather good vocabulary. You can practice before appearing in front of the examiner. Then the last important thing is the grammar. This is once again an important topic, an important thing in your speaking section, because if you are using only simple present tense for the whole of your interview, for the whole this session, so it's not good for you. So you are supposed to use different things. You should show some of the conditional sentences, sometimes causative verbs, or sometimes you can say past perfect tense and past perfect continuous tense, progressive tense. So when you mix all these things here, so it will give him an idea that you are a good speaker of the language, and you know that how you can mix up these things. Sometimes you can use complex sentences, sometimes you can use simple sentences, sometimes compound sentences, and same is the case here with vocabulary. So try to use different vocabulary. Don't repeat the same words again and again. The repetition may likely give a negative effect. So this is the format of the exam. As I told you that it lasts for 4 to 5 minutes. Now I would like to tell you some of the do's and some of the don'ts. So the things which you are supposed to do. The things which you are supposed to do. Number one thing is that you are supposed to be very confident. You are supposed to be very confident. You shouldn't be nervous. If you are nervous, believe me, you cannot speak properly. Even if you are a very good user of the language, if you are a very good speaker, even then you cannot speak, you cannot produce. So you have to be very confident. And the second important thing is that you have to be friendly. It means that your body language, your facial expression, the smile on the face, all these things actually counts. So you have to be friendly. Don't be bitter, you can say, strict or nervous or like this. If you are friendly, it is automatically, it's natural that you will be confident, or vice versa. So you should be friendly. The third important thing is that you should be confident, you should be friendly, and third important thing is that you should maintain a proper contact of eye contact. You should maintain a proper eye contact with the examiner. Don't look at your hands, don't look at your feet, just try to look straight to the examiner with a smiling face. It doesn't mean that you will stare at the examiner. Don't stare at him, just look at him with a smiling face. And it will also reflect that you are confident. So friendly, eye contact. And then the fourth thing is that excitement. The fourth thing is that excitement. So from your talk, it should be visible. It should be apparent that you are excited about the interview. You are excited about the language. You are enthusiastic to use the language. So if you ask you, do you like football? Don't say that. Yes, I like football. Just show that you can say excitement. Yes, I like football. I prefer many teams over the other teams, and I like to play more and more like this. So just show your excitement here, and then try to you can say expand your answer. Try to expand your answer. It means that when you are in the TOEFL exam for the speaking test especially, so don't try to use only yes and no or just repetition of the question. So just try to expand your answer. Try to use more and more examples. So for example, if somebody asks me that where are you from, so I will say that I'm from Islamabad, and it's the capital of Pakistan. It's so beautiful. It has the mountains, it has different weathers, it has different things. So these are the things which you are supposed to do. So just expand your, you can say, answer on this one. Then the other thing is that expansion. Then of course you can say practice. Practice. So try to practice it. How you can practice your speaking test? You can practice with a friend. Okay, request a friend. So you can practice with him, or you can request with a mirror even. So in this way, and there is a proverb as well that practice makes a man perfect. So try to practice more and more. So these are the rules which you are supposed to do. Then come to the next one. Don't. The things which you are not supposed to do in the TOEFL exam. What are the things which you are not supposed to do in the TOEFL exam? In the IELTS exam. So number one thing is that. Okay, number one thing is that, as I told you, you should be confident, you should be friendly, you should maintain eye contact. So what are things you are not supposed to do? Number one, don't be slow, or you can say slow, or you can say don't be quick. So don't speak so slowly. Don't speak so quickly. When you are speaking so quickly, it shows that you are nervous. But if you are speaking so slowly, it means you are inconfident. So try to maintain, you can say, medium. Not too slow, not too quick. And similarly, don't be so quiet. Don't be so quiet. When I say quiet, it means that don't load up your voice like this. I'm Kamran and I'm from there. So you can say the examiner has to exert a lot of force to listen to what you are saying. So try to be a bit louder so that he can easily understand that what do you want to say. So then again, there is another thing. Okay, don't speak in monotone. Don't speak in monotone. Don't speak in monotone. As I told you before that, you should show that you are excited about the language. So if you are speaking in monotone, it means that you are not excited about anything. So try to avoid this thing. Don't speak in monotone. And the next thing is that, so don't be slow, don't be so quick, don't speak quietly, speak in monotone. And the other thing is, just let me remember what else we can say here. Okay, yes. So maintain the eye contact. Don't look, you can say, your feet, or don't look at your. Okay. So it means that don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. So if you are confident, so don't be shy and be confident, and try to see that what you can produce in front of the speaker. So these are the few things which you are not supposed to do when you are in the speaking test. So this is the first section of the speaking test. As I told you, because it's a lengthy one, and you are supposed to use a lot of words here. You are supposed to use different types of vocabulary. Try to sort of those words which are of high frequency, and those are which are of good usage, and avoid simple words, basic words, and try to mix up your language. Try to maintain a fluency in your language. Fluency doesn't mean that speak so fast. Fluency means It should be in rhythm. It should be, you can say, smooth talk, and it should not be very fast. It should be very slow. But during maintaining the fluency, you are supposed to maintain the accuracy at the same time. And as I told you about pronunciation, so your pronunciation should be good. You should be clear. I hope that in the next class I will be teaching you about the second section of the speaking part on IELTS. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.